coming together and hopefully inspire you a little bit, because Mark's depending on me to give an inspirational talk here. So just very quickly the history. I spoke again a bit this morning, but I know there's a few new people in the room. We got together because I was looking for web developers. We held a seminar and we got chatting about collaboration. That seemed to be the theme of the day. And there was a huge appetite for people to get to know each other. There's a lot of people working independently down here. And there just seemed to be a real appetite for this. And through just talking to people and getting to know each other, having lots of cups of coffee, a vision started to grow, which is really exciting. And I've developed a lot myself, and I believe people around me, I've seen them develop as well. And just the opportunity to get up and speak at a friendly environment like this really helps you, and talking to people afterwards. So that's how we've got here. So now I'm going to just tell you a little bit of a story about something that just popped into my mind in the past few days. I don't know if any of you have seen the film About a Boy, Hugh Grant, yeah, and I think it's at the beginning. It quotes John Donne's poem, No Man is an Island, and that's what I particularly liked about that film. I sat there watching it, and the whole theme of No Man is an Island just really struck a chord with me with what I was developing with my website. Because I think I'd been working on it about 2 years at the time and had this big vision for it. I was very excited about it. But I was very much working on my own, and I'm competitive by nature. And I think many of us are competitive by nature. You know, there's a lot of brilliant people down here. You got there by being competitive. And because of that, whenever I saw another website of people doing something, anything slightly similar to what I was doing, I mean, interfaces all great for other websites, and collaboration all great elsewhere, but if anybody came near my space, instantly, just, you know, I had this awful feeling. I almost didn't want to see what other people were doing, because I was so passionate about what I was doing. I wanted to protect it. And it was, everybody was talking about Web 2.0, and I was thinking about what is Web 2.0. And I came to understand that obviously Web 1.0 was very static, individual pages, and then what happened on the web was websites started to integrate with each other. A new level of communication and a new dimension was added. And for me, that was Web 2.0. And it was actually, I think, watching that film, No Man is an Island, that it suddenly struck me. No website is an island. If you want your website to grow and progress and do well, it cannot be an island. And you have to get over that feeling, that competitiveness, and you have to open yourself up to collaboration. And when you do that, you forget about yourself, and you forget worrying. You stop worrying about your future, because if you just open yourself up to the environment and look for ways of integrating, you will thrive and you will get a lot back. And that was quite, revelation for me. And I just changed the way I was working with my website. And the whole basis of, I'm not here to talk today about this, but the whole basis of what I'm doing is about sharing data with other websites and collaborating with them. And then I started thinking about, well, what's Web 3.0? You know, and there's lots of theories about this. People have talked about virtual worlds and three-dimension kind of things. And when I realised what Web 2.0 was, and in my life, it just became clear that Web 3.0 was this something exciting that was going to happen as the next progression of the Web 2.0. And it was about the web. You know, you've got all these websites communicating with each other, and then this third dimension comes out, these new relationships and new ways of working, which would bring about new types of websites, but it would really change the way we were living and communicating with each other. And I think part of this 3.0 involves locality, because with 2.0, we were all happy to work with people across the other side of the world, different countries, and that's great, we can still do that, but we forgot our neighbours. And we became very inward looking. I didn't care less who my neighbours were, just couldn't care less, had nothing to do with them. And all the developers I wanted to work with, probably in the States, as were my users. But after working like that for about 4 years, I hit a crisis point, which I spoke about at the last event. But I just realised I was in a really unhealthy place, and then I threw myself into community work, and it just gave me a new insight of how to look at my community, which I'm now hoping and looking to, and am applying to my work today. Now, what I'm looking to do is work with community to take my business forward. And for me, that means not having employees. I might collect a few over the time, but it's about finding people to work with and collaborate with. And I think when those people have ownership of what they're doing, and they're working on projects that they want to do, as am I, we start to form something new and exciting. Right, okay, that's about a boy. I want to talk to you about joining the dots. Has anybody seen Steve Jobs' lecture to Stanford? And he talks about joining the dots. If you haven't seen it, I do recommend it. Go and Google it. It's on YouTube. Just look up Steve Jobs, and it'll be there, one of the top ones. He talks about joining the dots in his life, and he talked about how he had all these different experiences that didn't seem to make sense at the time, but later on they all came and made perfect sense. And certainly that's happened in my life, and I imagine a lot of you, perhaps if you're quite young and perhaps just left university, you can't really relate to that, and you might be looking for direction in your life and trying a bit of this, a bit of that, you're not sure what you're best at. At some point it will all come together and all those dots will make sense. I wish I knew that when I was younger, because I would have been a lot more relaxed about where I was going in the future. But now it's clicked, and all these different bits of experience that I've gathered over the time start to make sense, and I can start moving forward with my life. Well, I see that happening as well with the community. I see that happening in the Southwest, and there's groups like this coming together all over. And it's really exciting to see all these different paths, like roots of a tree, but instead of starting at the top and going downwards, we're starting at the bottom, and at some point they all come together. And when we get together and start sharing ideas, and start communicating and collaborating, we can start to grow something really fantastic. And new projects and big projects. Have you ever looked at a really big, rocket taking off, into space, and you're like, wow, how did that happen? Which genius thought of that? And what it is it's people with lots and lots and lots of different skills coming together, working on a project, and you can start to do fantastic things. Now, individually, in the Southwest, we have all the right ingredients. We have incredible skills and talents down here. And I know the awards, was anybody at the Media Innovation Awards? Yeah, Mark at the back there, he'll share a few words with us later about them. I watched them on the live stream in the evening. They were incredible. There is such talent here, and it's all around. And even the people in this room, some of you are doing fantastic stuff. Some of you, constantly meeting people. Wow, this is incredible what you're doing. It's 10 times, 100 times better than what I could do. And it's just fantastic to see that. We have all the right ingredients, we have the environment, we have the beautiful countryside. People move down here because they have ethical values, and they're in touch with that side, that social side, which they know is really important. So what we have in the Southwest, I believe, is unique, and I believe it's world class. Absolutely believe that. And there's lots of people who are saying the same thing across the Southwest. It's not just me. The more I talk to people, they're saying, hey, do you know what, we've been saying this. Businesses actually relocated just recently to the Southwest to build their development team because they believe that it's going to happen down here, and things are going to be moving from the southeast, where you've got this hectic lifestyle that's quite unhealthy, and coming from a more holistic kind of lifestyle. And I think if we can focus on that in the Southwest and know that we have something special here, things will happen, you know, they really will. And you've got to believe that, you've got to have that vision, because if you have that vision of where we're going and what we're trying to do together, it makes sense. When you organise stuff like this, it's hard work, it's stressful. Pete will tell you, he's done a massive amount to get this day off, you know, massive. And a lot of you might look at him and think, if you knew what he, you know, had to go through, you think it's all simple. It's not. It's hard work. It's very hard work. None of this happens easily. And Sophie, when you come to do the website, you'll find out it's hard work, you know. And Glenn with the Shopify, and you know it. You know you're taking on. I know you're a bit reluctant at first, but then you went for it. And you'll come across personalities. Some of them will be difficult to deal with. And some people will have big egos that you've got to handle and, you know, guide them gently down a little bit. It's very difficult, but if you can keep an eye on the vision and what we're building and what we can do, then it makes it worthwhile. I mean, for me, my website makes it worthwhile. I can put in that work and that effort and do these things, and I know this is going to pay off big time. I'm not doing it in a selfish way, but I've got an eye on this vision. So what I'm telling you all this for is, this is the vision. It's not my vision. It's what I have come to understand lots of people are thinking about. So I wanted to share it with you today, and you can have a think about it. Now shortly we're going to go for a cup of tea, and just have a think about that. And then afterwards I'd like you to come back, and I know some of you have been involved with the whole Digpen thing, and you've had some positive effects. It might be an extra work or just a change of attitude or way of being thinking. I just invite you to come and share any of those experiences or where you think this is going. Perhaps how it's helped you personally with presentation skills or social skills. Little things, they might seem quite trivial, but they're not. They're really important, because when you put them together, you know, they're really important building blocks. I'm just going to check, not miss anything. I'm going to have my shut up card. Yeah, okay, right. There's one last thing that I want to say. And actually, this comes from Ben, who emailed me before he came, and unfortunately he couldn't be here today. Really, really wanted to be, but something's happened. He's been to, is it Dibby, is that how you say it? Dibby just recently, yeah. And Pascal has been as well, and he might be able to share a few words with us about that later. And came back with some things that he brought back from that conference and things he'd been thinking about, and just emailed me them and said, I think these are important. And I totally agree with what he was saying. One thing in particular was the developer focus. Now, today we've had a variety of things, you know, a bit of business, a bit of design, and we had Gavin do the NoSQL workshop this morning, which I've got to say was fantastic. Can you believe that was his first time he'd ever done a presentation? I cannot believe that. So, it's really important that, thanks, I know I've got to shut up now. It's really important that we have a developer focus. And the problem is, developers naturally, quite often, are not very sociable people, because they spend a lot of time on the computer. And it's for all those business support people and all, you know, your SEO type people, your graphic designers, your perhaps more outward looking. If we are to do well in web development, and I'm talking serious web development in the Southwest, we have to find those developers and encourage them to come out and have these workshops, these meetups, and get talking, get collaborating, because that's where the exciting stuff will happen. And all the rest of the stuff, you need it, it's really important, but without the development, it's kind of like you're not going to have that heart there that's really, really important. So I just encourage you all, you know, if you are a developer, I really encourage you to take a lead and push things forward. And if you're not a developer and you know one, then drag them along to these events, get them out there and support them with what they're doing. So that's it. We're going to go and have a cup of tea.